Chima told his mother, "Mama, the pastor came in my dream. He tried to pound me." The woman slapped him. "Never! The pastor is a man of God." With every hiss, the children's faces inside the mortar screamed louder. He brought out his black mortar and pestle. Chima, the stubborn son of a widow. His spirit was stronger than his small body. When the pastor raised the pestle over him in the dream, Chima screamed, "Leave me! I will not enter your mortar." And at that exact moment, in Pastor Oba's hut, the pestle slipped from his hand. His ritual had failed. The elders, trembling, gathered with torches. "Let us follow the sound," they said. Step by step, they moved, but as they reached Pastor Oba's hut, the pounding ceased. Did we imagine it? Was it the wind or the spirits? They returned home shaking, never knowing that Pastor Oba stood in the dark, smiling. In the heart of Okija, where the night was thick and silent, pressed against the ears, there lived a man called Pastor Oba. By day, he was a shining light. By night, he was something the ancestors had long warned about. Every morning, the pastor wore spotless white. His Bible was always under his arm, and his voice rose like thunder when he preached. "Children of God," he would shout, "the devil is roaring like a lion, seeking whom to devour." And the people believed him. Women knelt when he passed. Men removed their caps. Children ran to touch his robe. But the cocks in Okija began to crow at strange hours. Dogs barked at shadows, and children woke up pale and gasping for air. One night, little Lefani screamed in his sleep. His mother rushed him, only to find his body cold with sweat, his lips trembling. The next morning, she carried him to Pastor Oba. "Man of God, my son is being attacked in his dream." Pastor Oba laid his hand on the boy and began to pray loudly. His voice shook the hut. "Every demon troubling you, this child, Holy Ghost fire." Ifani calmed. His mother fell to her knees, tears in her eyes. "Thank you, Pastor. Surely you are God's own." But the very man casting out demons by day was the shadow pressing children in the night. Behind his locked doors, Pastor Oba lighted his red candle. He brought out his black mortar and pestle, worn smooth by years of pounding. His tongue split like serpents as he chanted words no human tongue should know. The pestle rose in his hand. Tom, tom, tom. The sound echoed through the hut, but it was not ordinary sound. It carried itself across the village. And as he struck, children tossed in their dreams. Some coughed blood, and some never woke up. The more children fell, the more people trusted Pastor Oba. He visited their homes, prayed, and each child stirred faintly as Eve pulled back from death. "Surely this man is from heaven," they said. Mothers brought their children to him for protection, and when he laid his hands on their heads, he smiled, for he knew their shadows would gather in his mortar before dawn. But what they never knew was this. In the church, as Pastor Oba prayed, a great invisible python coiled itself around the altar. His eyes glowed like burning coal, though only children and the spiritual gifted could glimpse its shadow. But one night, the pestle struck a different target. Chima, the stubborn son of a widow. His spirit was stronger than his small body. When the pastor raised the pestle over him in the dream, Chima screamed, "Leave me! I will not enter your mortar. His cry shook the earth. Owls flew from trees. Dogs wailed. His mother woke up to see him, gasping for breath, chest rising and falling like a drum. Jesus, Jesus, she cried, clutching him. And at that exact moment, in Pastor Oba's hut, the pistol slipped from his hand. The pounding stopped. Sweat poured down from his body. His ritual had failed. At dawn, Chima told his mother, "Mama, the pastor came in my dream. He tried to pound me." The woman slapped him. "Never! The pastor is a man of God." But Chima would not stop, and soon other children whispered the same dream. They spoke of a man in white, chasing them into darkness, forcing them into bottomless mortar. The whispers grew, but fear seized the lips of the parents. Instead, they prayed harder in the very church where their enemy stood. As they prayed, the invisible python slithered through the pews, coiling round the children's feet. The pastor would shout, "The Spirit of God is here," while the serpent hissed, its unseen coils tightening. One dreadful night, the pounding was so loud it shook the ground. Thump, thump, thump. The cries of children filled the air. The elders, trembling but determined, gathered with torches. "Let us follow the sound," they said. Step by step, they moved, but as they reached Pastor Oba's hut, the pounding ceased. The night fell silent. The mortar hid itself. The pistol lay still. Confusion spread among them. Did we imagine it? Was it the wind or the spirits? They returned home shaking, never knowing that Pastor Oba stood in the dark, smiling. For his mortar was not of this world. It could hear footsteps. It could hide itself when danger drew near. But the ancestors do not keep secret forever. Another night, the pounding grew even louder. The elders came again, but this time the Spirit gave them courage. They broke the pastor's door, and what they saw froze their souls. The pistol was moving on its own, striking the mortar. Inside it boiled black blood, faces of children glistening in the liquid, screaming for help. Pastor Oba stood over it, eyes red, his tongue split into two, chanting. The candlelight burnt around him, shadows dancing on the walls, and above him the great python uncoiled, invisible to some, but real as death to others. With every hiss, the children's faces inside the mortar screamed louder. The elders dropped their torches. "Ah, this is the man we called holy." The villagers seized him, but the pistol fought, leaping like a thunderbolt. The mortar rolled like a storm, and the python struck, hissing, thrashing, vanishing into the smoke whenever they tried to cut it. They dragged him and his tools to the sacred forest. They threw the pistol into the fire. It screamed like a child. They tried to burn the mortar, but it refuses to burn. So they buried it under 7 stones, calling the ancestors to seal it. As for Pastor Oba, the forest swallowed him alive. Some say his screams can still be heard when the moon is red. And some say on a certain Sundays, if you listen closely inside the church, you can still hear the hiss of the python in the rafters. Subscribe to my channel for more amazing videos.